fuck out
You
this
know what?
gun.
It's not my fault your manager didn't negotiate a deal.
Let's save it for the fight. Let's save it for the fight.
Let's get it done. 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 Press you.
I'm in your city. I'm here. They don't give a fuck. I'm in your city. I don't care. Bring everyone. I got boys too. Trust me. I don't give a fuck. I'm right here. Think give a fuck? Bring all your boys. Bring all your boys. Where's your boys? We got boys too.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. So big fight this weekend. George Kambosos against Richardson Hitchins. Fights at 140 pounds for the world title. Obviously today, you saw some of what happened at the press conference. People trying to throw chairs. Obviously, a lot of back and forth. A little bit of pushing, shoving. We're obviously, going to go ahead and react to that. Before we get started, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me just break down, what I think of, obviously, this fight in general. I think Richardson Hitchins is a good fighter. I think he's someone that going up against Liam Paro and was a massive underdog. But I think he boxed really well in that fight. He's a fighter that's got good feet. His best attribute to me is his jab. And that was really what won him the fight against Liam Paro. It was the jab right hand down the middle. Jab right hand down the middle and just rinse and repeat. That's essentially what won him that fight. He basically became world champion after that fight. As for George Kambosos, look, we all know him. Someone that beat Teofimo Lopez. After that fight, lost back-to-back fights against Devin Haney. Got a late stoppage knockout loss to Vasily Lomachenko. And even in his last performance, didn't look good. I think he had another fight in there as well, which he didn't look good against Maxie Hughes. Got the victory, but a lot of people thought that Maxie Hughes won. So, as you saw today, George Kambosos, doing a lot of talking, a lot of bravado. And to be honest, I don't really like doing this, but George Kambosos he's just not a good fighter in my opinion. I give him respect. He gets in the ring. He's got a lot of heart and, clearly takes it seriously. I think he'll go in there and try his best on Saturday, but he is just so limited. If you watch those fights against Devin Haney, he had 24 rounds against Devin Haney and he did nothing. Same against Lomachenko, same in his last fight against a, relatively, novice fighter. And there was just nothing impressive about him. I think, Eddie Hearn signed him. And to me, I think Eddie Hearn signed him kind of like Eddie Hearn signed Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis was coming towards the back end of his career. Not much left. And, Eddie Hearn had a few guys at 140, Jack Catterall, Devin Haney, and he pretty much used Regis Prograis for that reason. I feel like he's doing the exact same thing to George Kambosos. Richardson Hitchins is a, 140-pound world champion, but not a very big name. I think, a fight against George Kambosos, who is a bigger name, that will talk, in New York, that's going to sell well. And I think this is just to really build up Richardson Hitchins because, he's got absolutely no chance of losing this fight. He doesn't. I think there's a pretty high chance that the fight will probably go the distance. I think Richardson Hitchins is not really known for knockout power. I think he's only got 7 stoppages in his career. So, I don't think that he'll get the knockout unless he really presses for it. But again, why press for the knockout when, you can just beat Kambosos 12-0, which I think he'll do. I think if he really wants to make a statement and push for the knockout, I think he potentially can get it. Because again, I think Kambosos is a very limited fighter. Kambosos did not really have power at 135. Now up at 140 pounds. He's not going to do anything to Richardson Hitchins, in my opinion. So I think this is an unbelievably straightforward fight for Richardson Hitchins. I'll be shocked if he loses 1 to 2 rounds, in my opinion. And yeah, I think he'll retain his belt relatively easily. I would like to see George Kambosos do something in this fight. He's obviously he's an underdog, and I would like to see him do something. But after those fights against Devin Haney, particularly, I can't see it. He's not had a good performance in a long time, and honestly, even in that Teofimo Lopez win, you do have to give him credit. But that was such a bad performance from Teofimo Lopez. I think Teofimo Lopez's head was all over the place, and he just essentially tried going for the knockout in round 1, and he just got caught. He got caught by a once-in-a-lifetime shot. And George Kambosos has done absolutely nothing in his career ever since that fight. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty certain that Richardson Hitchens will, retain his belt. Obviously, a little bit of controversy, a little bit of excitement at press conference today, and then weigh-ins tomorrow. So as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks you all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one shortly.